Welcome everyone, this is Master's Joke, also Master's Joke 75 on Instagram. So this is a video just to show you why I'm so skint at the moment, and also all the pickups that I got from Collectormania 27 at the NEC in Birmingham last Saturday, including my last 17 Star Wars action figure, which I'm going to reveal for you right at the end so the wife don't see it. So starting off, before I went to the event, so as I mentioned in the last Collectormania 27 video, I went. My main purpose at the event was to see Jodie Whittaker. So before the event, I picked up the 13th Doctor pop. And yeah, it's from her first. It's from her first episode, The Woman Who Fell to Earth. I think it's a good one, and I'd seen some of these being sold on eBay from where she did a signing in London earlier this year, and I thought it looked really good. So I was thinking about getting the pop signing because I've got maybe a handful of pops. I think I've got the Dalek one from the same set. I think it's on the back here. So there's a set of 3. So I've got the Dalek one already, which I opened them. Apparently you don't open them. That's what my son says. So I picked it up, and I thought that the one on eBay, because Jodie doesn't give her signature. Sorry, she doesn't personalise her signature. I think that's because of time constraints. Because you get to meet her, but obviously there's loads of people who want to see her as well. So she just signs her name. So I thought the one I saw on eBay, which was signed with like a white pen on the on the front plastic, I thought it looked really effective. So I was thinking about that, and this was only I think this was $8.99. I bought this for, so that was a couple of weeks ago. So I was deciding on that, and then I have got some of the 13th Doctor action figures. And I don't know if you've seen any of my reels on Instagram or my shorts on YouTube, but I bought, this is a figure I don't have. It's a different variation. It's the American version of the 13th Doctor figure. And I think it's a really good one. She's got the blue top and the bum bag. And this was I think this was £20. Because it's a rare figure in this country, and I thought, that might be nice for her to sign in front of that. Again, maybe in a white pen or like a pink pen or something like that. But then when I actually went to the event, I decided I just opted for a photo. I mean, as I said in the last video, it was a fantastic event, and yeah, me and my son we picked the same photo, so. That's the picture that I chose, and she signed it. It was great, honestly. I'm so happy that I did it. As I said, it was a really good day out. So I've still got my pop and my figure, but yeah, I opted for a photo. Maybe another time I'll get the other stuff signed, possibly. But my son, he wanted to. Well, I did as well because I really like her. But he wanted to meet Angela, the school bully from Stranger Things, and so she was there. So Jodie's another reason why I'm skint. So Jodie's signature, Jodie's autograph photo. So the photo comes with the autograph. That was £75, and then. The Angela from Stranger Things, played by the beautiful Elodie, she was £20. So we chose that photo to be signed, but also we paid another £20, and we got Angela doesn't have a pop. She doesn't have a Funko Pop, but my son really wanted to get a Funko Pop signed, so we went for. My son wanted like rare pops, which is why I'm skint, because his pops, as you can see in the background, I mean, I don't know much about the actual pops themselves, but these weren't cheap. So in order for Angela to sign a pop, we wanted to get 11 basically, because 11 was the girl that she was bullying in season 4. So again, it had to be a rare one. So we got 11 with Egos, and my son's already got this. I think this is a chase or something. My son's already got the original version where she's got like short hair, which is like on the actual picture. So he's already got that one. But this one where she's got the blonde wig on, apparently this is a rare chase or something. So this was, I think this was £30. I think. So when I know it's ridiculous, isn't it? So. Yeah, I do spoil him. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, she says it on here. It's a limited chase edition. So we got this for £30. Then we took it over to Angela, or Elodie, her real name. Paid another £20, and she signed it to him, and she made it personal as well. Again, it would have been. I mean, she doesn't have any pops, does she? But it would have been nice if. She'd been able to do it maybe in a white pen or something like that, but she only had like black markers, and she was just doing autographs. But maybe if I am gonna look at getting other items signed in the future, because I haven't had a signature, from a TV or film star, not for years and years and years. I think my last signature that I got was a couple of Arsenal shirts signed by Ray Parlour. And that was at a golf tournament, and that was probably about maybe four years ago. But but definitely, if I'm going to get other items signed in the future, might invest in like a white or pink or blue, bright colour Sharpie or something. But yeah, so he's well happy with that because he's got a signed pop. But then these were the other ones. He wanted, because he only started really watching Stranger Things. He's only 9, but he only started watching it this year. He was aware of it, but he hadn't actually watched the series. So all of these pops had already been released and sold out everywhere. So he really wanted a Demogorgon, and obviously, so they weren't cheap because they're quite. I'm not saying they're rare, but they're not readily available at the moment. And I think the standard Demogorgon, I think he was £20, but then the special edition one, which I've seen them not very often, that was £30, and then the Dart, I think he was 20. He was either 20 or 25. So. As I said, it wasn't a cheap weekend at all. But it's all part of the experience. You've got to treat yourself, is what I always say. So, picked up that stuff. Then, let's finish up on pops. I also got this one from 16 Candles. Who is it? It's played by Molly What's-Her-Face. Molly from Pretty in Pink. So that was an extra surprise for my wife because it's actually her birthday today. So happy birthday, wife! And hopefully she'll just turn off now, and I can tell you about the last 17 figure. But yeah, I bought her that. That was just to go with all her other presents, a little extra. But yeah, that's all the Pops bought. This was, I'd never seen it before. This was, she's a big fan of the film. 80s film, obviously, and that was £15, and I thought that was a good price. I mean, to be honest, I've never even seen the film, but she likes it, and that's the main thing. So got that pop. So that was all the pops that we got, and sticking on the subject of Stranger Things, and I say this every time, but if you've been following me on Instagram, you would have seen that I've been decorating my son's bedroom. So one of the things that he needs are coasters for his new furniture and his desk. I mean, I'm in his bedroom at the moment because I've got the natural light. But so there was a stall called Horror Merchandise. So they had like a good selection of loads of bits and pieces. It's in my video. So if you check out my Collectormania 27 video, you'll actually see the stall and what stuff they had on there. But they had these fantastic coasters. So I was planning to buy like a 4-pack of like Stranger Things coasters, you know, just for my son's bedroom. Like you could get, you know, I don't know, like Hellfire Club or I think it was the Starlight Mall. So they're all the same, But this place, I think they make the coasters, and they've got a massive selection. And they were £2.50 each, or you could buy 5 for £10. So my son chose. So I got one. So my son chose a Gremlins one. I don't know if you can see that, and that is so cool because it's another 80s classic. And me and my son, we watch it every Christmas. I mean, I love it. I remember the first time I watched it. I think it was back in 1984, Christmas, on my best mate's pirate video around his house. He lived in the next road. So yes, Gremlins has got a special. Yeah, I've got a soft spot for Gremlins. Great movie. So my son also bought the Hellfire Club one because he's obviously a big Stranger Things fan. So he got a couple of them. So he's got one for his desk and one for his side table next to his bed. So he got them. And then he went for, my son, he loves Jaws as well. So I don't know where he's getting this 80s influence from. I just can't think. So he loves Jaws. So yeah, top quality, these coasters. And then the one for me, one of my favourite films, again from the 80s, American Werewolf in London, and I just think it's fantastic. I mean, even when I was buying it, and I was talking to the guy, and he was talking about the famous quote that everyone says, and it's you know, when they go to the slaughtered lamb, and they're warned, keep to road. In a northern accent, I can't do northern accents, but keep to road, keep off the moor, keep to road, and this is brilliant, fantastic, and I must watch that movie again. I haven't watched it for ages, and this is from what's it, Horror Merchandise. They're on Etsy, so that's their details on there if you can see it, and they're definitely worth checking them out because they've got great stuff there, absolutely great stuff. So definitely give them a look if there's anything here that you fancy, or anything on my previous video, which is doing quite well at the moment. I'm quite happy with it. So, what else did I buy? Right, so we also got some Star Wars Vintage Collection figures. So this is one that it's just been sold out everywhere, and it is. Let's move this stuff out of the way. And it is the Stormtrooper vintage collection. And I think this came out. This came out like it was earlier this year. And I think, you know, what's it? The standard price. I think it probably was like $15.99, probably on Star Action Figures. I think maybe $16.99 on Hasbro Pulse and everywhere else. But it was sold out straight away. Stormtrooper is obviously a popular figure, and I saw it, £20 the guy wanted. So it's, you know, it's a little bit more than I'd want to pay, but you just can't. I mean, you just can't get it anywhere at all. So I was well happy to pick that up. Really happy with that. And also, it's good that you can actually like. I mean, I trust Star Action Figures, which is why I buy all my stuff from them. But it was nice to be able to, you know, check the card, make sure it wasn't warped or anything. So yeah, well happy with that. So that was £20. I picked up another one other vintage collection. And again, it's another figure that's sold out everywhere. And this was also £20. And it's the Boba Fett Morack figure. So yeah, I mean, I mean, I just think that the card back. I mean, it's the newly painted Boba Fett. I think the card back is just amazing. I love it. I absolutely love this. And again, I think this was like Star Action figures, because Star Action figures, they're still showing it as sold out. I mean, I'm sure they'll start having pre-orders again soon, same as like Hasbro Pulse. But this is sold out everywhere. £20, you know, a little bit more than the recommended retail price, but really, really happy with it. And it was good that I could check the card. So that was from a different stall. And then the last figure I got, which was from the same stall, I got the Stormtrooper, and it's a retro collection figure. And I've already got this, but I wanted one to open, and it's the retro collection Stormtrooper. But I couldn't remember what colour I had. So I know there's loads and loads of different versions, and I know some people actually do collect the different versions. I'm not that fussed about, you know, collecting all the different ones, but I did want one to open because I've got the Darth Vader, which the old vintage Darth Vader is one of my favourite figures from the original line, and I just wanted a Stormtrooper to go with him. But I just love the card on this. I love the card back on this. I think it's amazing, and it almost seems a shame. I almost think maybe I shouldn't open it at all, but I've got one already. I need to dig it out just so I can check what one looks better. And I got mine from Star Action Figures, so I know it's all in top quality condition. Do you know what? I didn't realise that it was an actual sticker on the card. I never realised that. But I love that the card stock is so thick compared to the original the original retro collection figures. So I'm really happy with it. And that cost, I think when I got it from Star Action Figures, I think it was like $15.99, which I think is a bit much. I mean, it's not Star Action Figures. This is Hasbro, isn't it? But I think $15.99 for a retro collection figure is just too much. But you know, $15.99, that's what the price is. So I think that's what I paid for the original one, and that was being sold for £20. And I thought, you know, it's only a couple of quid more, I'll have that. So that's going to be open, so that'll probably be in a future video. And then we need to get to the actual original Star Wars line. So this is where well, no, before I do that, when I forgot to mention, when I went to the Stranger Things experience, so we were hanging about for a bit. There's a retail park next to the Tesco's retail park where the Stranger Things experience is, because it's in an old abandoned Toys R Us. So we were like hanging about, you know, went to get a drink in Costa, and they had a Sports Direct. So I had a look in the Sports Direct, and they've actually got a new game in there as part of the Sports Direct. So we had to buy my son some football boots for school. But if you bought something in Sports Direct, you then got, I think it was 20% if you bought any toys in game. So I don't collect Black Series. I've got a handful of Black Series figures, but I really like Zori Bliss. I think she's a great character, and I'd like to see more of her. I think she's great. And I've wanted this, I've got the vintage collection version of this figure. And I would have liked to have got this Black Series figure, but I just thought, you know, why would I buy it? I don't collect Black Series, but I just think she's a great character. So it's $4.99. No, sorry, it was. Well, I can't remember how much was off, but it came out at. You show your receipt for Sports Direct because the counter for game's right next door. So game can't accept any purchases for Sports Direct and vice versa. So you make your purchase at Sports Direct at the counter, then literally you go next door. So this worked out like £4, and I mean, come on, that's a great price for a Zori Bliss figure. Yeah, and I just think she's great. The vintage collection figure's great, and I think this is great as well. So yeah, as I say, I wouldn't normally buy a Black Series figure, but £4, I couldn't say no. So I just thought I'd add that one in there. Now let's move on to the Star Wars. Let's move the old autographs out of the way. Right, so this is my vintage Dewback that I picked up at the Collectormania 27. Now I've never seen one in the flesh. I've never held one. They were before my time. I mean, I'm a child of the 70s, but I don't remember these ever being sold or anything. But I've always wanted one. And the guy, you know, he again, check out my video. He had loads of stuff, and a lot of the stuff, it wasn't cheap, but you know, I do know that the prices of Star Wars have gone up. So I thought it was in really good condition, and I'd seen it earlier, and this was selling for £25, and I thought, oh, this is great. And I remember there was I wanted this, but I also wanted the Hoth, the vintage Hoth battle playset, which I'd spoken to the guy earlier in the event, and he wanted £80 for it. And it was all complete. It all looked lovely. It was in great condition. I had a little play with it. All the bits were there. But I thought it was too early. I asked him if he could do it, what his best price was. And because it was early in the day and it was a 2-day event, he said like £80. I can't lower it any more than that. And I thought, it didn't come with a box or anything, but I thought it was a good price. So right at the end of the event, I went back and he was doing other stuff. He was busy. So I spoke to a lady. I don't know if it was his partner or, just someone who worked with him. So she said like the Dewback was £25. I checked it out. I thought, yeah, this looks good. But he wasn't about for the Hoth playset. And I said, I think it's £80. And I thought, I'm going to buy it. So anyway, he came back and he said, yeah, it's £80. I said, oh yeah, I thought so. I said, I'll have that. And he wouldn't, because I'd spent all my money on bloody pops, he said that he didn't take card payment. He said I could do like a bank transfer or PayPal, and I just couldn't be bothered messing about and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I could have gone out and I could have got some cash from the outside the actual event. There's like cash machines, where the restaurants and places to eat are and stuff like that. But I think they charge you like £2.50. And because from going to like the toy fair at the NEC, the closest cash machine where you don't have to pay is the actual train station, and it's about a 20-minute to get there and back to the event. I mean, you don't have to go outside, but it'd probably take like 20 minutes to get there and back. So I just didn't bother. So I thought I'll just go for the Dewback. I really did want the Hoth playset, but I'm sure another one will turn up. But it was really, really good condition. So I thought, yeah, I'll buy this. I had £25 cash. It was my last £25. So I bought the Dewback, and I got it when I got home because I was quite excited. The first thing I did was to get the Dewback out, and his leg just broke off. It was glued. It was glued on, and I was so disappointed because I wouldn't have bought it if I'd known. I mean, I felt like I'd been ripped off because if I'd known it was broken, I wouldn't have bought it. Sometimes I buy toys and figures with bits missing and stuff. It doesn't have to be 100%, but I wouldn't have bought this. So I was really disappointed. I think I was disappointed because the guy never told me, but I think I was more disappointed in myself that I never spotted that his one of his legs was glued on. But apart from that, everything else is really good with it. I mean, the accessories are missing, but yeah, just really disappointed. But I think maybe the guy might have been, because he was busy, he was working with another customer, he might have been like flustered or something and just forgot that the leg was glued on, because I think he had another one which it looked a bit more complete. So yeah, really disappointed with that, but I'll take it on the chin. I'm going to glue it on today, and it's going to go on display anyway. But yeah, it's just such a shame. So from another stall, staying on the subject of Star Wars vintage figures. So these were £5 each. So I bought. I mean, I've got all of these figures already, but you can never have enough AT-AT drivers, not AT-AT, AT-AT drivers. So I bought him. He was a £5. I do love my Imperial figures. I bought this guy. I mean, these do need a bit of a. They need a bit of a toy polloi with a toothbrush in the sink. Bought this guy as well. This is one of my favourite figures because my first ever Star Wars figure was an AT-AT commander that my older brother found me when he was doing his paper round. He found it in the gutter in the street. So yeah, he gave it to me. And that was my first ever Star Wars figure, and I've still got it, and I'd never get rid of that at all. Got a Snowtrooper as well. And again, these figures are really, really good condition. To be honest, I can't believe that they were only £5. I thought they were really a really good price. I mean, I've got loads of Star Wars beaters, and I'd never get rid of them. And I like the fact that Star Wars figures have been played with. I've got no issues. I just love Star Wars figures, especially the old ones. But I can't believe that this guy was selling them just for a £5, because he would have. I mean, if he'd sold them at the NEC Toy Fair in a couple of months' time, he would have got more money for them, definitely. I got the Death Star droid. I mean, I've got these figures already, but I just thought it'd be nice to, have another one. And for £5, I mean, the black paint's come off over the years, but the chrome's still in good shape. I got an Ugnaught from Cloud City. The reason I've got this guy already, but the reason I bought this guy is because he's actually got the original apron on, and my one, which would have been an original figure from back in the day, I've lost it, from playing with it over time. Then I got a Pruner Face. Again, I bought Pruner Face, another good condition figure. I bought Pruner Face because for his cape. But then I've just remembered that I've actually got Prune Face from back in the day, and he's still got his cape, so I shouldn't really have bought this guy at all. So I don't know. Maybe I'll sell it. I don't think I'll bother selling it. I'll probably hold on to it. But yeah, so I bought a Prune Face, £5. That's a great price. I've got a Jawa, and again, it's Jawas don't come up very often. For sale at toy fairs. I don't often see a Jawa for sale. Now I've got my original Jawa from the 80s, and he's got the material kind of cloak, and he's still got his original gun. Now I've bought this one, and I plan to buy like a vinyl cape from Stan Solo, just to go in my Star Wars display. So because I know Stan Solo, you can buy Jawas from him, but I prefer original figures. Even though his Jawa would be in better condition than this one. I mean, the limbs aren't too bad, but I'd rather have an original figure than a reproduction. If I'm honest, I've got no issues with reproductions, no issues at all. I've got no issues with reproduction weapons either. A load of my figures have got reproduction weapons. But yeah, I'm going to get a vinyl cape from Stan Solo for that. And the final figure that I got for a £5 was the Rancor Keeper. And I've got this figure already, but he doesn't have... I never had this figure back in the day. I haven't even got a Rancor, and that's on my list to get. But I bought this figure purely for the headpiece, because my one doesn't have it. So he was a £5 as well, and I just thought these were all great prices. So that was everything I bought, and now we come to the last 17 figure. And let me just clear these out of the way and get them out. And here he is. This is my last 17 figure, Barada. I've never even I've never even seen this figure in the flesh. Obviously I've known about it, but I'd never saw it for sale back in the day. I mean, most of my Last 17 figures I bought back in the day in Tesco's for like 69p in the sale, but I never ever saw this figure. And I know Stan Solo has a copy of it, but I like original figures, and I've been wanting it for ages. Saw it, the guy had a couple of them. This was another guy in another stall, and I thought, do you know what, I'm going to buy it. And I just can't tell you how much I paid for it. It's a figure that I've always wanted, but I just can't bring I can't bring myself to tell you how much it was. So please leave a comment on how much you think this figure cost and how much you think the figure's worth, and I'll be interested to know. And whoever, maybe I'll let you know in the next video how much it actually cost. Just make sure the wife don't watch. But that's the end of the video. That's all my pickups from Collectormania 27. I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It lets me know you care. So I'll see you in the next video. The vlog is over.